Within the collective consciousness, there are a large group of people growing in numbers every day who have now moved from believing, into knowing that the light is one. When I talk about the light winning, as we know, the light has already won, and we are shifting each and every day into that experience where it will be reflected to us. When I say the light has won, I'm talking about the reflection, the mirror of this reality experience, showing us in detail the evidence of the light winning. Light leadership coming into play. The light shining through in everyone and everything. Evidence of the light overweighing, in essence, outnumbering in the light quotient, the darkness. This has already happened. And a large group of individuals growing in numbers each and every day have moved into the knowing state, which is that of 5D consciousness, where one does not require evidence in their reality experience in order to have that knowing, because individuals have tuned into their own guidance and have received this information for themselves and are being shown in bits and pieces through their experience, their own evidence that ties into what they were believing, what they believed, which is now anchored in the knowingness. And with this, we individually and collectively anchor in the 5D timeline, which has already happened. We create that synergetic resonance. We amplify, in essence, the light matter, where individuals join in and shift into that experience in each and every day. So this is what is happening. In saying this now, some of the themes playing out at the moment in the collective with this knowingness is a knowingness that individuals in their experience have free will and choice to choose what they wish to experience. And a big theme, a program within the 3D paradigm, is individuals believing that they have to do something that they don't necessarily wish to do in order to survive. This becomes the concept of survival mode in the 3D matrix, the 3D paradigm. Moving into that of 5D consciousness, individuals understand that they no longer have to do anything that they do not wish to do, that does not bring them joy. This is 5D consciousness. So this is why it is also important to ask the self the question, with any interactions, people, places, or things in any experience, in one's reality experience, am I enjoying this thing that I am doing? Or why am I doing this thing? Is this thing serving me? To ask that question. In 5D consciousness, or at least shifting, tapping into 5D consciousness in and out of 3D to 5D consciousness, these are some of the important questions for the self, to ask the self, is this experience that I'm having serving me? Is it bringing me great joy? Because in 5D consciousness, all you are doing is doing what you love all the time. Yes, there are certain things that may be deemed as mundane tasks, like paying rent, making your bed, so on and so forth, that we do that we would perhaps prefer not to do. That is understood, and that is agreed upon within the collective, within this experience. But besides for those few things that we do, we should be, our higher self and guides, really wish us to do only that which brings us great joy. And this has to do with the people, the places and things and everything in between. So we ask ourselves the question, if we are not enjoying something that we are doing, the task at hand or the experience, why are we doing that thing? By doing that thing, we are not serving the self and we are not serving anyone else, no matter what it looks like. Sometimes it looks like in this experience, when we do something, we may be helping someone else. And I'm not talking about close relationships or friendships. When we do people favors, of course, we do those things out of kindness, from heart-based consciousness. I am talking about when we are doing something that perhaps has become repetitive, that is a cycle that we don't wish to do, but we believe that because we are doing it, that we are helping someone else. But this is actually, in fact, never the case. When we are doing something that we do not enjoy, with the belief structure system that we are serving someone else, that is incorrect. We are serving everyone and everything when we are doing what we love. So to ask the self that question is powerful in one's transformation and one's shift into an experience that they prefer to experience. By saying no, very often, this is a big theme, by saying no to that which we do not prefer to experience and doing the thing we prefer to experience, we are being of service to that initial interaction of saying no to the self and the other individual we are serving, because we are taking up space where there is someone else that needs to slot in to that dynamic that would actually really love to do that thing in your place. It's the universal vacuum effect, like I speak about. What is removed from one's experience will be replaced with something that is better aligned in service with the new vibrational state of being. So it really is about removing any obstacles, any resistance to one's experience that one does not prefer, and replacing it with something that we do prefer. By doing this, what we are doing is we are raising our vibrational state of being. We are vibrating higher. Thus, we open up more doors for abundance to flow through. And this happens a lot quicker when we are in that state of being. When we let go of how exactly all of it is designed, plays out, and comes about. This is when we are magnetic beings, when we attract the people, places, and things that are in alignment with the core concept of what we love to do. Then we now, in essence, have removed any energy of force or resistance from that dynamic. So ask yourself the question, why am I doing this thing? How is it serving me? The service ties into the joy it brings you. We are supposed to be here to love and enjoy this experience. Yes, there are challenges, there are learning curves, there are experiences that perhaps show up, and we ask ourselves, why is this showing up? Understanding that if it's showing up, it is set up by your higher self and guidance team for you, for your growth and expansion. And that is a part of the structure of your preferred experience flowing in. That is the acceleration kit. But we have a choice to choose how we respond to that experience in that now moment. By saying no, by saying yes, by sitting with it, taking our time. There is no rush. Spirit, in essence, when we are in alignment, is not in a rush. That is a 3D concept of being in a rush to do something quickly. That adds resistance to the process. That's why 5D consciousness, I talk about there being, in essence, no roadmap. There is no manual, because it is new. In terms of us experiencing the experience, 5D is new. It's a new way of doing things. And the key concept is that of doing what we love, choosing what we prefer to experience. And everything else falls into place from this vibrational state of being. Also, probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest themes, concepts in terms of one's healing, awakening, and ascension journey is that of forgiveness. Understanding that when we are able to forgive ourselves and others, we are able to shift into a preferred experience from a state of understanding and knowingness. When we do this, we let go of any resistance within our field of awareness, anything that is no longer in service, and we are able to be at peace in that state of being when we forgive. Sometimes, and this can be quite a complex subject when we really dive into it. The idea of forgiveness, because we've all done things that we are not proud of. So we think to ourselves, when we go back to any relationships, people, places, and things, any experiences where we have done something, when we have acted out of alignment, how after, when we have come into awareness, when we are aware of what we did, understand that in essence, that thing that we did was out of alignment. That was not in alignment with the light. And we battle, we struggle to break free because we cannot forgive ourselves. Knowing that, listen, that thing was wrong what I did. At the end of the day, how can I forgive myself? Well, this is the concept. On a higher level, when you tune into your own guidance, you will receive this information in some way, shape, or form. That every single interaction from the past has been designed, set up by our higher self and guides for us. No matter what it looks like or how it was expressed, that experience served both individuals within that experience. So when we talk about a codependent relationship or a victim abuser or anything like that, anything where it's out of alignment, roles were designed and orchestrated by both individuals, for both individuals or the experience or group of individuals, whatever it is, for their growth and expansion. On a higher level, everything is perfect, filtering down into this experience. And everything played out exactly the way it was supposed to play out. So if you have done something that you're not proud of in the past, understand that you have, no matter what it looks like, served the other individual in that process. So if there was a codependent dynamic or a victim abuser or anything like that, and you have changed that behavior, you have shifted out of that cycle and that dynamic, and you tune back into that timeline, you'll understand that what has happened is you were mirroring something to that individual. You were showing that individual, may seem in a very strange way, where they were not loving themselves, and you were giving them an opportunity to make the change within themselves, no matter how traumatic that experience. There are also agreements on higher levels that play out. We have contracts with individuals on the earth plane, especially when it comes to soulmate agreement, where we choose to play out certain roles as actors in this experience for our growth and expansion, and also what would be called that of karma, where karma is playing out, where in fact in another reality experience the roles of the two individuals were switched, swapped around, and now both individuals get to experience the polarity of that experience, both sides, the victim and abuser, swapped around. Because when we drop into this incarnation, as the light beings we are, our memories are wiped. So we do not remember, for the time being, when we access, tap in with our psychic abilities, we tap into what we would call past lives. We do have that. If it is in service, we'll get that information. So when we drop in, our memories were wiped. And we play it out as if it was brand new, so the experience is as authentic as possible, because then it is real. The experience is real. So this is how we really build on the idea of forgiveness, understanding on a higher level, everything is perfect as it was and as it is. If you really dive into the energy of that past experience and tune into it, see it through your eyes, see it through their eyes, from what I'm saying now, and building on in with your own guidance, see from a higher perspective how, in fact, even though you're not proud of that moment, how you did serve that individual. You gave them an opportunity, reflected something to them, played out a karmic role. As soon as we understand the perfection of all things, all interactions and relationships, we are able to understand that in essence, on a higher level, we can even move into that there's no need to really forgive, because everything is perfect. So with that, we forgive ourselves and we forgive others. And not everyone in this experience, understanding, especially when we are shifting, when we operating from a heightened awareness, understanding of our experience. And this is happening, ever changing, each and every moment, every day, we are expanding our awareness. That the other individual that you are perhaps shifting out of that dynamic, and you have been able to forgive, but perhaps the other one, the other experience is unable to understand they are not where you're at. Not that anyone is higher or lower, better or worse than, but they are in a different reality to you at this moment in time. In saying this, all we can do is function as the best version of ourselves in our own reality experience. So if another individual does not wish to change or forgive or let go or anything like that, that has nothing to do with you. You have played your role. You have changed what you no longer wish to experience. You have shifted out of that dynamic, whatever it is. You're acting in alignment. You have forgiven yourself through the perfection of all things. And by doing this, you're in the vibrational state of being in the greatest act of service to everyone and everything. And no one, not anything can affect us unless we allow it to. By not allowing that, if that person wishes to perpetuate that thing, whatever it is, understanding that that is no longer anything to do with you because you have made the free will choice. You are serving that person. Acting in alignment with the light is a continuous, perpetual act of service, no matter what it looks like. With the contrast, as I speak about, we become more aware of the darkness and more aware of the light. This is hand in hand, goes hand in hand. The key concepts at the moment are, so if you find yourself in belief, maybe not in knowingness yet, you will get there with some of these concepts that you will receive from your own higher self and guides. Maybe something I've shared today, bits and pieces along the way, there'll be breadcrumbs for you that will assist you with moving into knowingness. And this is when we are operating as the higher self aspect. When we are anchoring in the light, and this is when we are extremely powerful in the service to everyone and everything, in terms of shifting people out of the pain and suffering into an experience that is blissful, that is what individuals would call heaven on earth, acting in alignment. So ask yourself the question, is there anything in your experience right now that will assist you with moving into this knowingness that you're doing that you would not prefer to be doing, besides for some of the tasks I mentioned, like paying rent or your bond on your house or anything like that? Is there anything else that you know very well that you have free will choice? And this is spanning across many different ideas, concepts, and experiences, where we have created a reality experience of limitation. Where have you created limitation in your life by believing that you have to do this thing that you don't wish to do? So what things in your life are you doing that you would prefer not to do? And would you like to change that? Because you can with free will at a moment's notice, no matter what it is. And sometimes it may be something else that will shift you. And if you wish individuals to shift with you in that experience, then they will shift with you. Ask the question. Also, with this right now, the theme of forgiveness I'm speaking about. Where are you not forgiving yourself? Where are you, by asking these questions, will allow more information to come through to you, not seeing the perfection of all things in that experience. Lighten up is the message as well. Lighten up, relax, enjoy. On a higher level, there are many beings of light, a long line and list of souls who would love to drop into this incarnation, to be here with the magic that is happening on the planet right now. It is a very exciting place to be right now on this planet. the universe is watching, and we are far more powerful than we have been led to believe. So let's shift into knowingness, if you would like to, into the power of us as creator beings within this experience, and know that it's supposed to be blissful, with the odd speed bump here and there, of course, knowing that there's great power in how we respond to these obstacles. But all in all, we are supposed to be enjoying, in that blissful nature, everything that we are doing all the time. And this is when we are operating in alignment with the light as our higher self aspect, in that of 5D consciousness.